everybody, and welcome to yet another amazing episode of our GSCM STEM Month video series. I'm so glad you guys are here because today I'm going to be showing you how you and your troop can make your own comet. So I want you to grab your troop leader or an adult and we're going to work on it together. Alright, for today you're going to need safety goggles, a hammer or mallet, a wooden spoon, a 1-cup measuring cup, gloves, kitchen gloves or safety gloves, water, a mixing bowl, 4 trash bags, ammonia solution, which is probably going to be most easily found in anything like a Windex or a window cleaning solution, dark corn syrup, soil or dirt, and dry ice. So to start off with, I have here a bucket of wonderful H2O, water. It's pretty simple, right? So what happens when water gets really, really cold? Well, it freezes and it becomes ice, a solid, right? Well, something a little bit different happens with a substance called dry ice. So from the name, you might think that dry ice is actually some kind of form of water. Actually, though, it's not. If you take a deep breath in and then breathe out, that which you've just breathed out is carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide is the vapor form of dry ice. When you have CO2, if you cool CO2 down really, 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 really cold, it forms a solid substance, kind of like ice, called dry ice. Alright, so here we have a piece of dry ice. And again, it's basically CO2 or carbon dioxide that's been super, super cooled, and it's formed this solid piece. Now, the reason why we ask you to get a troop leader or a parent to help out with this project is because it's very, very cold. Now, you might not think this is possible, but dry ice is so cold that if you were to touch it for an extended period of time with just your bare hand, it can actually burn you. So it's not like fire, like sticking your hand into fire, but it's similar in the type of burn you could get. So in doing this activity, because we're using dry ice, it's really important that even though it might look like a regular ice cube, that you make sure you have a parent or a troop leader or an adult around so that they can handle the dry ice. Now, even when your parent or adult or troop leader is handling your dry ice, make sure they're always wearing gloves and safety goggles, a huge important part of our lesson for today. Now, getting started on our comet, the first thing you need to do is grab your mixing bowl and one of your trash bags. All you're going to do is line your mixing bowl with your trash bag. Next, you're going to add most of your main ingredients. So, you need to add 2 cups of water. Okay? Then, in comets, there's also little parts of space dust. We're going to represent that with our Earth. So add in 2 heaping spoonfuls of dirt. Okay? Next, you're going to be adding your ammonia solution. And again, you can get your ammonia from most likely any kind of window cleaning solution. So we're just going to add a dash of ammonia solution. Okay. And finally, we're going to add a little dash of our dark corn syrup. This is to represent any organic matter that might be living in our comet. Now, our next step is to stir this around and make sure everything's together. And now you want to make sure that you mix everything together, especially that corn syrup because it's pretty sticky. You might have to have one of your troop mates hold the bag while you stir. Now the next step is where you're going to be putting in your dry ice to your mixture. But before you do, you have to crush up your dry ice. So you need to grab your 3 trash bags and put each trash bag in itself. and then you need your dry ice, a hammer, and an adult. So all we need to do now is add 2 cups of our dry ice to our already made Comet solution. Now that you've added in your 2 cups of dry ice, what you're going to do is just go ahead and start mixing your Comet together. Okay? And what you see going on right here is actually, like I mentioned before, a process called sublimation. And when ice cubes warm up, they melt to form water. However, dry ice, when it warms up, it doesn't form a liquid. It goes through a process called sublimation, which means it goes directly from a solid form, dry ice, into a gas form, carbon dioxide. So that's what's happening right now. It's warming up really quickly, and it's going from a solid form to a gas form. So once you've mixed up everything that's in your Comet mixture, the next thing you're going to do, take out your spoon, put your other glove on, and you're going to lift the bag and start forming a comet. Okay? So you're going to form kind of like a snowball shape. Now, this bag is breaking a little bit, which is fine, but as long as you make sure you have your gloves on, you can touch the comet part. Okay? So what you're going to do, you're going to lift out. This one needs to be mixed just a little bit more, so make sure there's no liquid. You want to make sure all the dry ice is sucking up all of that liquid water. Okay, and again, if your bag breaks, that's okay. Move it to the side. Okay, just move it to the side. Whoa, Comet everywhere. Alright. There we go. What you want to do, again, put both your gloves on, take out a clump of that Comet and start forming it together, kind of like a giant snowball. Alright, so here we have our final Comet. Now it might seem kind of gross and bumpy and weird, but that's actually what comets out up in the sky look like. Now the one other cool thing about comets is that they always have a tail, and we're going to show you how you can make a comet with a tail in just a minute. But just to touch on our experiment, we did have to go back and add a little bit more water just to make sure that that dry ice would stick together well enough. I believe when I did it the first time that I didn't start stirring it quick enough, so all the ingredients didn't get a chance to come together as they should. But again, it's just the best part of science is you can try something 18 times and have it work really well, and the one time you have to show your boss or somebody else it doesn't work as planned. That's okay. Go ahead, try it again, see if you can find a technique and perfect it to make it a little bit better. That just makes you a better scientist. But first, let's check out how we can make that tail. As it's moving very quickly, using a lot of kinetic energy, what you can see is that the tail starts to form because, again, that dry ice is sublimating and turning directly into a gas. And what's the coolest part is that scientists use this to help determine where a comet is going. The tail always points away from the direction that the comet is traveling. So see if you can find a small fan around your house or at your school and try to make the comet have a tail. So there you've had it. You made your very own comet, which is awesome. And if you're looking for more ways to explore about astronomy, be sure to check out one of our programs called Looking to the Stars. It's for Girl Scouts who are in levels Daisy to Junior, and they're going to do a ton of exploring about stargazing, how to make a comet, and even what constellations are. So make sure to check out your GS 411. Thanks so much and have another great afternoon.